When I was little, my parents brought a young girl home. Then they told me she would be my little sister from then on. She had been bullied since childhood. She also suffered from depression. She was sensitive and deeply insecure. She thought that coming to this new home would only mean more bullying, like before. But I gently took her icy little hand. Before our parents, I solemnly promised to care for her for the rest of my life and protect her as I would my own little sister. She looked into my sincere eyes and slowly tightened her grip around my hand. As the days passed, she came to see me as her entire world. Possessive by nature, she no longer allowed other girls to get close to me. But just before she could confess her feelings to me, our relatives forcibly took her abroad for depression treatment. When we met again 5 years later, she saw a girl standing beside me, smiling sweetly. Su Lingyun felt her condition worsening again. That night, she burst into my bedroom with a dinner knife. She cornered me against the wall. Su Zhe, I can never repay what I owe you, so all I can do is give myself to you. At the start of the semester, I was working at the college welcome desk for new students. I carried a bag in my left hand and pulled a suitcase with my right. Then my phone suddenly rang. I answered it. There was silence on the other end for a moment. Then a cautious voice softly said, "Big brother." The moment I heard that, I froze. It took me a while to recover. In a hoarse voice, I carefully asked, "Lingyun, is that you?" "It is, big brother." Another silence followed. I had 1,000 things I wanted to say, but did not know where to begin. In the end, Su Lingyun spoke first. "Big brother, can you come help me with my luggage? I am at the school gate." "All right, stay right there. I am coming to find you." We had been apart for more than 5 years. During that time, neither my parents nor I had received any news from Su Lingyun. We had all been worried sick about her, but she was so far away overseas, and there was little we could do. All we could do was hope that one day she would contact us. At that moment, I was both overjoyed and nervous. I was happy because, after all this time, I could finally see my little sister again. But I was nervous because we had been apart for so long, especially during junior high and high school, when her mind was changing so quickly. Would she feel distant from me now? I quickly arrived at the school gate. Even after 5 years apart, I recognized her at first glance. Maybe it was the special intuition siblings share. In 5 years, Lingyun had changed a lot. She had grown much taller and even more beautiful, yet she still gave off a somewhat gloomy air. That somber aura seemed even heavier than before. I was full of doubt. Had she not gone abroad for treatment? Why did she not seem any better? Su Lingyun looked at me at once. Our eyes met for a long time. Time seemed to stop in that moment. After a long while, she finally spoke. "Su Zhe, I have too much luggage. I cannot carry it." I snapped out of it. I took Lingyun's backpack and slung it over my shoulder, then pulled over her suitcase. "Lingyun, it has been so long." "Yes, it has been 1,921 days. Su Zhe, are mom and dad doing well?" "Yes, they are both well. They just miss you terribly." More than once, I saw mom secretly looking at your photos and crying. Su Lingyun looked a little downcast. Seeing her mood darken, I quickly changed the subject. "Lingyun, let us not talk about that now. You are back, and that is what matters. I will call mom and dad and tell them the good news." Excitedly, I had just taken out my phone when the sweet scent of lavender filled my nose. Su Lingyun had wrapped me in a tight embrace. "Su Zhe, you said mom cries because she misses me. What about you? Did you miss me?" "What do you think? I missed you even more than mom and dad did. When we were kids, they were away on business all the time. I was the one who took care of you. Even after you were gone so long, I could never let it go. Thank goodness you're back, Lingyun." "I'm sorry, big brother." The girl was overwhelmed with emotion. Clinging to me, she began to sob softly. People around us turned to stare. A handsome guy was holding a stunning beauty in full view of everyone, and she was crying in his arms. Onlookers eagerly pulled out their phones to take pictures. Seeing more and more people gathering around, I whispered in Su Lingyun's ear, "Lingyun, a lot of people are watching. Can we stop crying for now, please? I'll help you move your things into the dorm first." Su Lingyun buried her face against my chest and nodded slightly. Then, out of habit, she wiped her tears on my clothes. I could not help but smile at that. It reminded me of when we were children. Whenever Su Lingyun cried, she would throw herself into my arms. Afterward, she would always wipe her tears on my clothes. Then I led Su Lingyun toward the dormitories. When I saw the dorm building, I asked in confusion, "Lingyun, is your dorm here?" I thought this was the women's dorm for our acting department. Did you enroll in acting? Su Lingyun said casually. Whatever major you chose, I chose too. I smiled helplessly. Silly girl. You should choose a major you actually like. How could you just follow my lead? Big brother, you know, other than you, there's nothing I like. Su Lingyun silently added to herself. I nodded. All right, then. This is the women's dorm, so it wouldn't be appropriate for me to take your luggage upstairs. How about I ask Ziying, who we played with as kids, to help you? The moment Su Lingyun heard that name, her gaze went blank for a moment. Her voice turned cold. Su Zhe, are you two together? I paused. Hey, what are you thinking? Together how? I did not know whether to laugh or cry. Looks like this girl has grown up. Why was that the first thing on her mind? Still, I explained. Ziying also enrolled in Jing University's acting department. I helped her move her luggage this morning. What a coincidence. The three of us ended up together. But I'm a year above you two. So from now on, I'll be the upperclassman guiding you two. Ha ha. Yes, it really is quite a coincidence. For some reason, the atmosphere around us suddenly felt oppressive. Su Lingyun continued coldly. Su Zhe, do you really like being a senior that much? Do you like younger girls that much? I can carry it myself. You should go. Come get me for dinner tonight. I don't know my way around. With that, she turned and walked upstairs. I sensed that something was off, but I had no idea what I had said wrong. I was completely baffled. They say girls change completely as they grow up. Forget it. I would not dwell on it. I'd figure it out eventually. That evening, I arrived outside Su Lingyun's dorm as promised. I was there to take her to dinner. Su Lingyun came out wearing a red coat, which made her skin look as white as snow. She looked like a delicate porcelain doll. Lingyun, you look beautiful. I praised her sincerely. Then, do you like me? Su Lingyun ran over and hooked her arm through mine. Blinking her big eyes, she looked up and asked me. I answered without hesitation, of course I do. I'll remember that. You said you like me, after all. No matter what kind of feelings you meant. Su Lingyun thought to herself. Come on, let's eat. What do you want to eat, Lingyun? You surely haven't eaten well all those years abroad. Look how thin you've gotten. Now that you're back, you need to eat properly and build yourself up. Big brother, I want Chingxing hot pot and grilled glutinous rice cakes. And braised pork rice. All right, you can have it all. I'll treat you, so don't worry about eating me broke. I've got money. Tomorrow, I'll take you shopping for a gift to celebrate your return. Big brother, where did you get so much money? Su Lingyun asked curiously. I earn it through a few media appearances and variety shows, and make videos. I do not go often, but the pay is pretty good. What kind of show? Let me see whether you look good on camera, big brother. It would be a waste if a handsome face like yours did not. Su Lingyun suddenly stopped walking and grabbed me. She looked at me with a faint, unreadable smile. Heart flutter. I answered casually. Su Zhe, that sounds like a dating show. At once, I felt her grip tighten around my arm. It was as though the air around us had thinned. It seemed that whenever my love life came up, my sister reacted like this. How strange. Was she afraid I would stop spoiling her once I had a girlfriend? I thought it over carefully and decided that had to be the reason. It is a dating show. Then I will have to watch closely and see how you date, big brother. Heh, Su Lingyun said flatly. I suddenly felt a little cold. Had I not worn enough clothes? Su Lingyun's expression remained dark. Su Zhe, is there someone you like? I had never thought about that. Probably not. Lingyun, are you afraid I'll neglect you if I start dating? Do not worry. I will not. I said with a smile. It's nothing. I was just asking. Su Lingyun gave nothing away. But inwardly, she sneered. Of course I know you will not neglect me. But I do not want to share you with anyone else. You can only be my Su Zhe. You are so good to me. Do not think you can get away. Lingyun seemed more talkative than before. Perhaps her condition had improved. Still, I could not stop worrying. After thinking it over, I finally asked, Lingyun, there is something I do not know whether I should say. I am worried about you. How is your depression treatment going? The doctor said I just need to take my medication on time and keep my spirits up. He also told me to talk and interact with people more. But I do not want to talk to anyone else. It's okay. Take it slowly. I'll talk with you. Su Zhe, why are you so good to me? You're being silly again. You're my sister. Who else would I be good to? You know I'm not your biological sister. A crushing sense of suffocation suddenly gripped me. Waves of endless loss washed over me. My steps slowed without me realizing it. Did my sister no longer want me as her brother? How could this be? Su Lingyun noticed something was wrong with me. She knew she had said the wrong thing, and silently cursed herself for being stupid. She knew those words would surely hurt me. She could not rush this. She had to take it slowly. Otherwise, she would hurt me, and she could not bear that. Su Lingyun gently stepped in front of me and held me tightly. She whispered softly in my ear, "Big brother, I'm sorry. I did not mean it that way. Lingyun, Mom, Dad, and I will always be here for you. We will always be your family. Thank you, big brother." Su Lingyun held me loosely, watching the forced upward curve of my lips. There was a touch of hurt in her eyes. She nearly could not resist kissing me. Her last shred of reason held her back. But she could not bring herself to give up just like that. So she rose onto her tiptoes and softly kissed my left cheek. I froze on the spot. I did not understand what my sister was doing. Seeing my expression, Su Lingyun asked happily, "What? I cannot even kiss you once. I'm the one losing out here. I kissed you plenty when we were kids." "That was when we were kids," I replied. "So, what if it was when we were kids? What does growing up change? I want to kiss you. You do not get to decide," Su Lingyun said stubbornly. As expected, I relented helplessly. "All right." Seeing me given, Su Lingyun knew she had coaxed me into feeling better. Even grown up, he was still so easy to coax. What a silly big brother. What if someone else tricked him away? Looks like she would have to trick Su Zhe into being hers first. After that, I took Su Lingyun to a braised pork rice restaurant. While we ate, we ran into my 3 roommates. Watching us get along so well, Su Lingyun said somewhat wistfully, "You've always been good at handling this kind of thing. Everyone likes you. You're amazing." Noticing my sister's disappointment, I said, "Lingyun, everyone has a different personality. It is not about being better or worse. If dealing with people feels exhausting, just spend time with people you know well. Do not force yourself, okay? Having you is enough, as long as you do not leave me, big brother." Su Lingyun thought silently. The following afternoon, I took Su Lingyun on the high-speed train home. Because Su Lingyun got motion sickness, she held my arm, rested against my shoulder, and slept quietly. Looking at her sleeping face, a wave of tenderness rose within me. Carefully, I took out my phone and messaged Mom, asking them to pick us up at the station. Just then, Ziying suddenly messaged me. When I opened it, it was a preview for the variety show I had joined. It would air online at 6 tonight. Ziying then sent another message with a smirking cat emoji. "Su Zhe, you joined a variety show without telling me?" Embarrassed, I replied. I felt awkward about it. "So, I did not tell you. Are you free tonight? Su Zhe, I'll treat you to dinner, and we can watch your first variety show together." "Sorry, Ziying. I'm heading home today. I'm on the high-speed train. After you watch it, remember to give me some advice, so I can do better next time." "No problem." Ziying then ended the conversation and put away her phone. "Su Zhe, you have two gorgeous girls, Su Lingyun and me right here. Yet you went on a dating show. You really are something." An arrival announcement sounded. My gaze fell on my sister, sleeping on my shoulder. Warmth filled my heart, though I hated to disturb her sweet dream. I softly woke her. "Wake up. We're almost there." My drowsy sister's eyelashes fluttered slightly. She slowly opened her eyes, her gaze misty and dreamlike. I helped smooth her slightly tousled hair. After we got off the train, I noticed Su Lingyun looked a little tense. There was a trace of unease in her eyes. Her fingers trembled slightly, making her inner anxiety clear. I gently held her hand. The warmth of my touch reassured her. I gently stroked Su Lingyun's head and had her look at me. "Lingyun, that's Mom and Dad. Do not be nervous." "Okay." I led my sister out of the high-speed rail station. The moment we came out, we saw Mom and Dad waiting anxiously. The moment she saw them, Su Lingyun suddenly rushed past me. She threw herself into Mom and Dad's arms. "Mom, Dad, I missed you so much." Her voice trembled slightly, as though waves of emotion were surging inside her. "Lingyun, you're back. You're back at last. Now that you're back, you are not leaving again. Understand?" Watching this heartwarming scene, I stood quietly to one side, silently savoring its warmth. This was wonderful. Our family was finally together again. I stepped forward, looking at Su Lingyun, crying like a little kitten. I took out a tissue and wiped her tears. With a smile, I said, "You cried like a little kitten yesterday, and now you're crying again today. You still cry as easily as you did when you were little. Still crying, Su Lingyun turned away and ignored me. Her stubbornness made me laugh. Alright, I will not tease you anymore. Turn your head this way. She obediently turned back, letting me wipe her tears. Seeing that we siblings were still so close, Mom and Dad exchanged a glance and smiled in relief. Mom took out the motion sickness medicine she had prepared and handed it to Su Lingyun. When Su Lingyun received it, she glanced at me and guessed that I had asked Mom to prepare it. After we got home, my sister and I went to her room first to put down her luggage. Su Lingyun walked into the room and found that nothing in it had changed. It was spotless, as though it had been cleaned often. Thank you, big brother, and Mom and Dad too. Seeing Su Lingyun was about to cry again, I quickly said, if you cry again, your big brother will tease you. You little crybaby. Su Lingyun laughed through her tears and wiped her eyes. She huffed proudly. I will cry if I want to. Su Lingyun checked the time. It was almost 6 o'clock. So she turned on the television and opened the live comments. After getting everything ready, I came out and sat down to eat. I casually glanced at the television and nearly choked. With a grin, Su Lingyun looked at Mom and Dad. Mom, Dad, this is Big Brother's variety show premiere. Mom looked astonished. You little rascal. You joined a variety show and did not tell your parents? You only told your sister. Heartbeats racing. Why does that sound like a dating show? Dad said from beside her. As the show began, my parents stopped teasing me and focused on finding me on screen. I was the first to appear. I wore a fresh light green jacket, paired with beige pants and white sneakers. My hair was naturally tousled, and everything was just right, giving me an easygoing look. Comments streamed across the live chat. Is this season's cast really this good? The very first guy is already this handsome. Is he a little nervous? He keeps pressing his lips together. Of course he is nervous. It is his first time on camera. But now that you mention it, his lips are such a pretty shape. I want to kiss them. Reading those comments, Su Lingyun clung tightly to my arm. You want to kiss him? I have not even kissed him yet, HMPH. Then Su Lingyun turned and stared at me. Big brother, you are so popular. Are you happy about that? I pretended not to hear her. What? I did not hear you. Mom looked at me too. When did my son become so handsome? How did I never notice? Do you still have your first kiss? Before I could answer, Su Lingyun cut in. No, he does not. Mom's eyes lit up with gossip. Lingyun. Quick, tell Mom who he gave it to. I kissed him several times when we were little. Su Lingyun said calmly. That does not count. Mom sighed to herself. My son is so handsome, yet he cannot even find a girlfriend. Honestly, back on the television, I sat in the villa arranged by the production team, silently repeating to myself, do not be nervous. Then a sweet-looking girl with a high ponytail walked in through the door. I walked over to her, held out my hand, and greeted her. Hello. My name is Do Not Be Nervous. Welcome. The girl froze at once. Her eyes went wide as she stared at me blankly, forgetting to respond. Partly, she was stunned by my bizarre introduction, but she was also drawn in by my handsome appearance. I was completely her type. I came to my senses and hurriedly corrected myself. No, my name is Su Zhe. Sorry. The girl recovered, smiling faintly. With a small smile, she shook my hand and said, Hello. Do not be nervous. My name is Gu Shi. Watching this scene on television, Su Lingyun's expression turned complicated. Big brother. It looks like another girl likes you. What do you think I should do? Big brother. Looking at this new guy from her company, Gu Shi thought to herself, how can he be so spacey and adorable? He is ridiculously cute. Seeing the tiny beads of sweat on my nose, she knew I was still nervous. So she made conversation to distract me. Su Zhe, I think I'll just call you Su. You look so young. You are still in college, right? You can call me Gu Shi or Sister Gu. I answered, Sister Gu. I'm a sophomore. Then let us look around the first floor first. We have nothing to do while we wait. We will hear them when they arrive. Then we can come greet them. And so, we set our suitcases aside and went to explore elsewhere. Meanwhile, in front of the television, Su Lingyun was gritting her teeth as she watched Gu Shi beside me. She thought, how could he call that woman sister? No way. I am the only one who should be by Big Brother's side. Watching me chat and laugh with the female guest, Lingyun turned to ask me, Su Zhe, do you think Sister Gu Shi has taken a liking to you? I looked helpless. How could that be? who falls for someone the moment they meet. Su Lingyun continued. You never know. Maybe it really was love at first sight. Big brother, what do you think of Sister Gu Shi? I answered honestly. She has the air of a swashbuckling heroine. Then you like her. Lingyun's tone changed again. How does that mean I like her? Why are you trying to play matchmaker? You really want your big brother to get a girlfriend, huh? I replied irritably. Su Lingyun pouted. I hope you never find a girlfriend. Mom laughed from beside us. Haha, Lingyun is jealous. Can you not tell? You really need to work on reading people. It is all right, Lingyun. If this boy gets a girlfriend and starts neglecting you, I will be the first not to let him off the hook. I hurriedly nodded in agreement, but after hearing that, Lingyun visibly grew more downcast. Just then, another man and woman entered on television. At the same time, the director's voice echoed through the villa. To our guest and everyone watching, hello. This season of Heartbeats Racing will have a few changes. First, every episode will take place at a new location. Second, after the first episode airs, we will accept applications from 2 more people. If anyone watching develops feelings for one of our guests, you can apply to join the show directly. Also, except for this episode, all future episodes will be live streamed. I was stunned when I heard the rules. We had to change locations every episode, and live stream ourselves too. I had totally been set up. In the Su family living room, Lingyun decided to apply for the show as soon as she heard the rules. She thought joining a dating show with her big brother would be a good way to get closer to him. It was a perfect opportunity, but she planned to keep it secret for now. First, she did not know if she would be chosen. Second, if she was chosen, it would be a surprise for me. Then she saw the affectionate nickname Sh in the comments. She was instantly annoyed. Shh, I am thirsty. Can you pass me the teapot? I cannot reach it. The moment I heard that, I knew I was in trouble. My sister was being pointedly sarcastic again. I had to appease her quickly. My Lingyun must be Lin Dayu reincarnated. That tone was exactly like Lin Dayu's, and she was just as beautiful as Dayu. Then I took the teapot and poured Lingyun a cup of warm water. The teapot was actually right beside her, but she was my sister. After all, I was the one who spoiled her. All I could do was keep spoiling her. Lingyun, have some tea. But Lingyun had no intention of letting me off easily. So many female confidants all at once. Are you happy now? Mom watched the 2 of us and quietly said to Dad, Lingyun really is Ji's nemesis, do you not think? The director continued explaining the rules. Before 6 this evening, the guests must prepare the ingredients and make dinner themselves. You have a total budget of 100 yuan. Pair up into 2 male-female teams to complete the task. After hearing the rules, Gu Shi spoke first. Let us first discuss who can cook and what they can make. How about we decide who will cook first? Everyone agreed. Gu Shi continued, then I will go first. I can make a few home-style dishes. I am not amazing, but it is edible. I chimed in, I can cook too. I can make a few meat dishes. Braised fish, sweet and sour crispy pork, things like that. I am fairly good. At least I never poisoned anyone when I was growing up. The other man, Shen Hang, looked troubled. I can only cook noodles. I can add a fried egg too. The other female guest, Ran, scratched her head, blushing. Sorry, but I cannot cook at all. Our housekeeper always made my meals when I was growing up. I have never cooked before. In that case, Gu Shi said, Su Zhe and I will handle the cooking. That also follows the male-female pairing rule. Is that all right? Su Zhe, after thinking it over, I answered, no problem. I will handle the meat dishes. Sister Gu Shi can handle the vegetable dishes. Sound good? Shen Hang nodded. In that case, Ran and I can buy the groceries. How about it? But Ran hesitated. I have never bought groceries either. I do not know how. I am afraid I will buy the wrong things. Then she looked at me pleadingly. Classmate Su, will you come with me? You look like you know what you are doing. I thought about it. There was nothing for me to do until the ingredients arrived anyway. So I agreed. All right, I will go with you. Seeing this, Gu Shi said decisively. Then all 4 of us will go. We can split up and finish faster. I looked toward the director off camera with a pitiful, pleading expression. The director had wanted to refuse, but seeing me like that, he could not bring himself to say no. So he agreed. The cameraman caught the whole scene. Gu Shi, standing right there, saw it even more clearly. Her heart rippled, and she stared in a daze. She thought, could Su Zhe really have been raised like a girl by his parents? He was beautiful, with an adorably coy side to his personality. He had struck her right in the heart. Meanwhile, Lingyun, watching the television, was briefly lost in thought. She had never known I had this side to me. In front of her, I had always been her big brother, thoughtful and dependable. She had always been the one relying on me, so I rarely had the chance to show any other side of myself. Realizing that made Lingyun feel terribly lost. Selfishly, she wanted every side of me, but she knew that was impossible, just as her big brother did not know her feelings. But no matter what, she still wanted to be closer to her big brother. She could no longer remember when she had become unable to live without him. Perhaps it began when they first met as children. Perhaps it was his presence whenever her illness flared up. Or perhaps it was the feelings born from his endless favoritism. All of it had long since blended together. Impossible to separate. She only knew that without her big brother, the world would lose all its color. When Su Zhe's parents saw me acting cute on television, they both laughed. They also noticed the way Gu Shi looked at me. Lingyun, you are a girl. You notice these things. What do you think is going on between Gu Shi and Su Zhe? Lingyun was still watching me. Caught off guard by Dad calling her, she was a little confused. Instinctively, she looked to me for help. I knew her too well. One look told me she had not heard what Dad said, so I repeated it for her. Lingyun said nothing for a long time after hearing it. At last, she said flatly, I cannot tell. How could she not tell? She just did not want to admit it. On television, Gu Shi and I reached the seafood section. Curious, I reached out to touch a fish. It splashed water all over me. Gu Shi hurriedly took out tissues and wiped my face. To her surprise, she realized I was not wearing any makeup. She was not the only one who noticed. The viewers noticed too. She does not seem to be wearing makeup. Being young is wonderful. Youth is unbeatable. You still need good looks for that. Being young alone will not do it. Beautiful Su Zhe was simply born gorgeous. When Lingyun saw that, she turned to me and snapped, Idiot. Why did you get so close just to look at a fish? You are such an idiot. As she spoke, she leaned her face close to mine. A little surprised, I said, Lingyun, why are you so close? Of course, Lingyun would never admit she was jealous. It is nothing. I cannot see clearly on the television. You are right beside me, so I looked at you directly. Seeing this, Mom laughed. Lingyun, you are not a child anymore. Are you not embarrassed to cling to your brother like that? Lingyun looked at me and said timidly, But I want to look. Sure enough, the next second I said, Mom, let her look. I am not a little girl. I do not mind. Mom pretended to be angry. You brat. I was defending you, and you are undermining me. You have a sister now, so you do not need your mother anymore. I hurriedly smiled apologetically. Of course not. You are Her Majesty, Mom. The corners of Lingyun's lips secretly curled up. She knew I would take her side, even though she had just been picking on me. On television, we returned to the villa after buying the ingredients. The four of us went upstairs to put everything away. I went to my room to shower. The live comments lamented that they could not see it. Seeing those comments lifted Lingyun's mood a little. After all, they could not see it, but she could see me whenever she wanted. That made her happy. Her moods were always changeable. Maybe it was her illness. Maybe it was her personality. Maybe it was both. Yet in the next moment, she felt down again. This was the privilege of being his sister. But when it came to her brother, she would always be greedy. She wanted more. But she was afraid of hurting me and our parents. She hated herself for it. I treated her so well. Our parents treated her even better than I did. Yet she harbored such feelings, and she could not suppress them. She turned and went upstairs. Her chest felt tight. She needed her medicine. I noticed something was wrong with Lingyun. After telling our parents, I followed her upstairs. At her door, I saw Lingyun searching for her medicine bottle. I went in and took the bottle. Looking at the label, I remembered she had taken this medicine as a child. I sat beside her and held her. Lingyun, are you all right? Lingyun did not answer. She took the bottle and swallowed 2 pills. I said softly, Lingyun, will you tell me if something is wrong? Whatever you are thinking, just say it. Do not keep it bottled up. But she still did not respond. She only cried in my arms. Her tears ran down onto my shoulder. I knew she was still like she had been as a child, unable to speak when upset. All I could do was stay with her. Big brother, I am sorry, Lingyun said through her tears, though I did not know why. I still said, Lingyun, remember this. You never need to apologize to me. Then can I hold you like this forever? Why would that be impossible? If you get a girlfriend, I will not be able to hug you anymore. I would get jealous. Then I will wait until you find a boyfriend, Lingyun, before I find a girlfriend. That way, there will always be someone to take care of you. It made sense, but somehow, it made me sad. Maybe I did not want her relying on anyone else. I am not finding one. Lingyun answered without hesitation. Then let us stay like this until we are a little old man and a little old lady. How about that? I said with a smile. Lingyun laughed at that. Her tears turned to laughter. Okay. Then let us stay stuck together and see who can outwalk first. I led her downstairs. When our parents saw Lingyun's tear-streaked face, they did not say anything. They knew they could leave this sort of thing to me. Suddenly, I remembered the gifts I had bought for my sister and parents. They were to celebrate my sister's return and the show's broadcast. I had bought my parents gifts in advance. I had gone out that morning to buy my sisters. Mom, Dad, Lingyun, wait here a moment. With that, I turned and went upstairs to get the gifts. The moment she heard that, Lingyun guessed it was a gift. Yesterday, I had said I would take her shopping. She thought our sudden return home had left no time for it. She had not expected me to buy it anyway. She was full of anticipation. When I came back downstairs, I gave Mom a high-end beauty device. I had seen it in her online cart before, but she had not bought it. I knew she could not bring herself to spend the money. For Dad, I got a finely crafted shaver. His old one was awkward to use. This one suited him better. As for my sister, I had hesitated for a long time. We had been apart too long. I did not know whether she still liked what she had loved as a child. In the end, I decided to buy one thing she had liked as a child, and one thing I thought she would like now that she was grown up. Lingyun had not liked talking much as a child. She only loved reading. So I bought her an e-reader. It would be easier on her eyes. I also bought her a crystal necklace. Girls probably all like pretty, sparkling things. When Lingyun saw the gifts in my hands, she smiled knowingly. She had guessed right. What would Big Brother give her? Seeing the looks on their faces, I smiled and said, Mom, Dad, Lingyun, to celebrate Lingyun's return and the show's broadcast, I prepared gifts for all of you. Mom beamed. My son has really grown up. He even knows how to be good to his parents now. I said with a smile. You make it sound like I used to be such an ungrateful son. Mom, this is for you. I happened to see it in your online cart once before. You had this in there. Mom was stunned when she saw the packaging. Xiaosh, you are such a sweet boy. Come here and let Mom give you a kiss. I am all grown up. What are you kissing me for? Then I turned to Dad. Dad, this is yours. Su Zhe was delighted. He held it in his hands, admiring it for a long time. Finally, I looked at the expectant Lingyun. Lingyun, you loved reading most when you were little. So I bought you an e-reader. It will be easier on your eyes. Lingyun accepted the gift. Her heart was as sweet as honey. Big Brother always remembered what she liked. Lingyun, there is one more. Let me put it on you. I took the crystal necklace from its box. It glittered beneath the lights. Lingyun's name was on it too. It was a sparkle meant for her alone. Lingyun, I engraved your name myself. There was not much time, and the craftsman could only teach me for half a day. So the engraving is not very pretty. Lingyun looked at her name engraved in crooked letters. She could not hold back her tears. She rushed over and threw her arms around me. Gently, I put it around her neck. Do not cry, little tear-streaked kitty. Let me put it on for you. Lingyun looked at the necklace, her face blooming with a happy smile. Thank you, Big Brother. I love it. Mom watched from the side. Her eyes grew misty too. Her two children were so close. Nothing made parents happier. When we first brought Lingyun home, I worried she would be unhappy. She never expected them to get along so well. But she could not cry. Otherwise, the children would laugh at her. She secretly wiped away her tears and joked, Oh, Su Zhe, look at your son. He is playing favorites. Why do we only get one gift each while his sister gets two? Lingyun quickly changed the subject. Mom, hurry and eat. The hot pot is ready, so we can add the food. Meanwhile, on the show, I walked into the living room after my shower. Gu Shi and the other two were drawn to me. I was wearing a black and white color-blocked outfit. My half-dry hair hung loose, a little long. A flash of amazement crossed Gu Shi's eyes. How could a guy be this beautiful? Her father owned an entertainment company. She had seen far too many handsome young men. Their attempts to flatter her had disgusted her. She had thought she would never fall for a man, until she met this boy, and was completely captivated. She looked at my half-dry hair, and the droplets running onto my clothes. Concerned, she asked, Why didn't you dry your hair? It is already September. You will catch a cold. I helplessly spread my hands. I forgot to bring a hairdryer. How careless of me. Gu Shi thought for a moment. Use mine. You should dry it properly. I figured she was right, so I followed her to dry my hair. At that moment, in an office, Lingzi watched Gu Shi's behavior on the show. Her expression was a sight to behold. Gu Shi, your eyes are glued to him. Miss Gu, since when are you so good at taking care of people? All these years. How come I have never seen you take care of me? Why have you never dried my hair for me? Could it be that you like him? Gu Shi blushed. After stammering for a long while, she nodded. I really do like him. Uncle will not have to worry anymore. He introduces you to someone new every day, but you never meet any of them. Yet you found someone yourself in the end. How about I let Uncle know the score later? Gu Shi looked worried. Will that be okay? He will not disapprove, will he? Why would he? Uncle will be thrilled. All right. Has Uncle not always wanted you to find someone who does not come from some powerful family? And who will listen to you? He is a perfect match. He is handsome, has a great personality, and no messy family baggage. His parents are both senior engineers. You two are perfect together. A smile spread across Gu Shi's face at that, but she also looked a little discouraged. I think we would be a good match too, but I do not think Su Zhe feels anything for me. Lingzi scoffed. Of course. Women get foolish the moment they fall in love. Are you silly? He is working at your company. You have plenty of time. You're close to him, so you have the advantage. Do you understand? Silly girl. I am the one who discovered this treasure for you. Then Gu Shi remembered something. Oh, right. There is one more thing. Do not reveal my identity too soon. I am afraid he will distance himself from me if he finds out. Let us wait until the time is right. On the show, I was getting ready to braise the fish, so it would be ready with the crispy sweet and sour pork. I took the fish from the bag and cleaned it. Beside me, Gu Shi peeled potatoes and cut them into thin strips. She also set aside the potatoes, chopped into chunks for my fish stew. Su Zhe, I put the potato chunks in this bowl. Take them when you need them. Thanks, Sister Gu, I said as I saw the potato chunks in the bowl. Gu Shi felt as if we were newlyweds at that moment, making a loving dinner together. Her face turned red. She patted her cheeks, thinking her self-control was far too weak. Just cooking together had her imagining all this. Lingyun watched the scene, and it left a bitter feeling in her heart. She turned and softly said, Big brother, teach me how to cook. I had not expected my sister to want to learn cooking, of course. But you eat at the cafeteria at school. And when you are home, I cook for you. You do not really need to learn. Can I not cook for you? Lingyun pretended to be upset. That would be wonderful. Lingyun is so clever. You will learn quickly. I felt my little sister had grown up. Seeing that I agreed, she felt deeply pleased. She said happily, I will study hard. Then I will make Big Brother lots of delicious food. Mom heard our conversation. She teased Lingyun. Lingyun, why are you only cooking for Su Zhe? What about me? Lingyun quickly replied, Of course I will cook for Mom and Dad too. After a while, Mom asked again, Su Zhe, what are your plans for the future? I mean, career-wise. I thought for a moment, then said, Mom, this is what I am thinking. I studied instruments and vocal music as a child. I do not want to let either go to waste, but I majored in acting at college, so I plan to pursue both paths. Mom nodded. Then she asked Lingyun, What about you? Lingyun had already thought it through. I read all kinds of books when I was little, so I want to become a screenwriter and lyricist, and I will learn acting well and make films with Big Brother. Mom did not know whether to be pleased or upset. You silly girl, you are following Su Zhe again. Is this truly what you want? Lingyun did not mind. I do not know, but whatever Big Brother likes, I like too. Dad thought it sounded good. He said, I think Lingyun has a fine plan. Lingyun can write lyrics, and Su Zhe can compose and sing. Lingyun can write the scripts. Then Su Zhe and Lingyun can film them together. Maybe the songs can even become the television drama's theme songs. How wonderful would that be? I thought so too. I could stay closer to my sister and look after her without worry. After all, my sister's illness, thinking of it left me helpless. I was not a doctor. All I could do was protect her and stay by her side. On the television, I was still battling that fish, and we both came out worse for it. To braise a fish, you have to score, cutting diagonal slashes so it absorbs the flavor. I held the fish down with my left hand and cut with my right. Instead, I cut my left hand. Gu Shi noticed. Instinctively, she grabbed my hand to examine it. I was wrestling with that fish when Gu Shi suddenly seized my hand. I jerked my head up. and was a little dazed to see it was Gu Shi. I quickly pulled my hand back. Gu Shi's hand was suddenly empty. She immediately looked up and anxiously asked, Su Zhe, are you okay? I shook my head. I am fine. It does not hurt much. It is just a little blood. It should stop soon. I will get a bandage. The crew should have disinfectant too. Before I could finish, Gu Shi hurried off to ask the director for medicine. At that moment, Lingyun saw what happened. She immediately grabbed my hand and examined it anxiously. Her eyes were practically pressed against it. Only after seeing it was fine did she breathe a sigh of relief. She was fuming. With her lips pursed, she glared at me. Looking stern, she said, Su Zhe, how could you be so careless? I felt that familiar oppressive air. I knew my sister was truly angry, but I understood her. If she had accidentally hurt herself, I would have been even more upset. I murmured timidly, I did not expect it either. Lingyun, I am sorry. I made you worry. I will be twice as careful from now on. Why would I be worried? Do you know that you are a pianist? Do you know how important your hands are? Not just your hands. Every part of you matters, understand? Thankfully, it will not leave a scar. Otherwise, you would have ruined such beautiful hands. As she spoke, she gently took my hand again. She gently stroked the injured spot. Then she laced her fingers through mine. Her hand was still as warm as it had been when we were children. How could she bear to see Big Brother hurt? Even a little. She could not bear even the slightest injury. She watched Gu Shi fussing over my hand on television. She thought, I will let my jealousy over her go tonight. After all, she really has been good to Big Brother. But only tonight? If that woman ever dared compete with her for Big Brother, she definitely would not let it go. My sister had feared rainy days since childhood. Whenever it rained, she would cry and hide in my arms. She would slowly fall asleep to my soothing voice. But 5 years ago, relatives forcibly took her abroad. I had thought that as she grew older, she would gradually overcome that fear. But on her first night home, she came to my room in tears. Su Zhe, I am scared. After we finished the show, we were about to go to bed. When we saw fierce winds raging outside, I looked at my sister with concern. Lingyun, make sure you close your window tonight. It may rain. Do not catch a chill. After reminding her, I returned to my room and went to sleep. In the middle of the night, the rain had begun to fall. The rumbling thunder after each flash of lightning made my heart tremble. In my memories, whenever it rained, my sister would run crying into my arms, breaking my heart. I got up to check on my sister. I had just gotten dressed when the door was pushed open, and suddenly, someone was already in my arms. Su Zhe, I am scared. Lingyun's voice trembled slightly. It rang especially clearly through the dim room. Lingyun had just returned to her room. She thought of how everyone had noticed so many of Big Brother's wonderful qualities today. She was happy, but she was jealous too, and felt a little downhearted. She was always like this. She could not control her emotions or her heart. The sound of rain outside made her even more restless. She clutched her pillow tightly. Sudden flashes and muffled thunder made her heart race even faster. She wanted to go to Big Brother, but they were grown up now. They were not children anymore. If she went to Big Brother's room so late, would it make him unhappy? So she tried desperately to endure it, but with only a wall between them. How could she endure such fear? Fear shattered her reason and sent her rushing into Big Brother's warm embrace, just like when she was little. Whenever it rained when she was little, she would run fearfully to my room, hold me, and cry until she fell asleep. Do not be afraid. I am here with you. I gently placed her on the bed and tucked her beneath the covers. She had run over barefoot in her pajamas. She must have been truly terrified. I sat sideways at the edge of the bed, carefully tucking in the corners of her blanket. The rain still fell outside, with every flash of lightning and clap of thunder. Lingyun held my arm a little tighter. I suddenly thought of all those years she was overseas. What had she done whenever it rained? Had she simply endured it? The thought filled my heart with sorrow. Lingyun, do you want me to turn on the light? No. She buried her face in my chest, her voice muffled and indistinct. Big Brother, I am happy, but I feel a little sad too. Lingyun, you can tell Big Brother slowly. I replied softly. Su Zhe, you must have owed me in a past life. I asked curiously. Why do you say that? Because in this life, I have come to collect that debt. That is why you have to treat me so well. Then I will gladly pay you back. Tell me, how long will I have to repay you? Su Lingyun did not answer, but in her heart, she answered for the rest of our lives. Her mood improved considerably, but then she thought again. Perhaps another girl would be cherished by Big Brother like this someday. The thought inexplicably upset her again. Tell me some fun stories from college. Su Lingyun changed the subject. There was one embarrassing incident right after my freshman year began. I performed at the freshman welcome event. I sang a song, but I was incredibly nervous. My voice cracked during the chorus. My roommates laughed at me for ages afterward. They even recorded it. They tease me with it every time. Then I want to see it later too. I want to see you make a fool of yourself. Nope, you cannot. I teased her on purpose. In a huff, Su Lingyun bit my arm, but she still held back. She left a faint row of teeth marks. Alright, you have had your fill. Put the rest in the fridge for later. We kept chatting on and off. Before long, Su Lingyun's breathing steadied. Once she was asleep, I gently pried her hand from mine and quietly left the room. I spent the night in the first floor guest room. The next morning, Su Lingyun slowly opened her eyes. It was the best sleep she had had in 5 years. The first thing she did was look for me in the room, but I was nowhere to be found. What was I thinking? Silly me. How could Big Brother possibly sleep in the same room as her? They were not children anymore. When she went downstairs, she saw me sitting by the road outside, lost in thought. Her lips curved into a smile. She found herself a small stool, then quietly came over to me and sat down in silence. I reached over and smoothed her still messy hair. Lingyun, you're awake. Did you sleep well? Very well, Big Brother. The weather is lovely today. Let's go out. Sure. We'll go after breakfast. I agreed happily. While we ate breakfast, my roommate suddenly called. He told me to perform at the freshman welcome show the day after tomorrow. Clearly, everyone had seen my performance last night. They wanted me to perform on stage again. After the call ended, Su Lingyun saw the worried look on my face. Big Brother, what's wrong? Nothing. It's just the school's freshman welcome show. My advisor says I have to prepare a performance. I am worried because I do not know what to perform. Something stirred in her heart. Her eyes lit up at once. Big Brother, can it be a duet? I want to perform with you. After breakfast, we spent another day having fun. My sister clung to my arm, delighted the whole time. The next day, we took the high-speed train back to school. Lingyun, is there a piece you especially want to perform? Tell me so I can notify the advisor. We should not keep them waiting. My sister leaned against my shoulder and thought for a moment. Big Brother, I want to play the first movement of Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. I think it is sad, but beautiful, just like its name. Like silver moonlight pouring over the earth at night. Alright, that is the one. I took out my phone and sent the piece to my advisor. Just then, Ziying sent me a message. Brother Su Zhe, when are you coming back? I need to ask you a favor. I signed up for this year's freshman welcome show, but I am a little nervous performing alone. Could Brother Su Zhe perform with me? I felt a little awkward. Sorry, Ziying, but Lingyun and I are performing together this year. I just sent our piece to the advisor. Lingzi looked at my message on her phone. She sighed helplessly. Alright. Beside me, Su Lingyun was still gazing out the window. I looked outside as well. Autumn is a season of withering. The leaves must eventually part ways. When the wind blows, each drifts into the distance. Just as people must always say goodbye. Big Brother, what's wrong? Su Lingyun saw that I was distracted and hurriedly asked. Nothing. I was thinking about something unimportant. I smiled and waved it off. I want to hear it. She cupped my head in both hands, forcing me to look into her eyes. I had no choice. I had to tell her what I had just been thinking. After hearing it, Su Lingyun slowly leaned against my shoulder. For some reason, she began to cry. Lingyun, why are you crying? I wiped away her tears. Do not cry. Do not cry. Let me play you a song I recorded on my phone. As I spoke, I gently put the earphones on her. They played Looking Back, a song I had sung in high school. Listening to that familiar voice, Su Lingyun gradually calmed down. Big Brother's voice was still so beautiful. It just sounded a little younger. He must have recorded it a few years ago. What will we have to look back on? She lifted her head and gazed into my eyes. Big Brother's eyes are the most beautiful, especially that mole at the corner of them. It makes people want to touch it. Su Zhe, when we look back in the future, our eyes will not be blurred by tears. Su Lingyun said softly. After returning to school that afternoon, we prepared to look for an apartment. We would rent a place near campus. We might often need to go out to film shows and practice the piano. We would inevitably disturb our roommates in the dorms. I planned to rent a 2-bedroom apartment. That way, Lingyun, if you do not want to stay in the dorms, you can live in the apartment too. Alright. So that means I'll be living with Big Brother. A radiant smile danced in Lingyun's eyes. Joy blossomed in her heart. I remembered Sister Lingzi once saying that she lived near Jing University. So I decided to ask Sister Lingzi whether she knew any reliable landlords. Lingzi could not help laughing when she saw my message. Talk about perfect timing. She had been wondering how to create an opportunity for Gu Shi and me. And now, the opportunity had come right to her. She quickly replied, Haha, no need to look. Your sister Lingzi is the most reliable landlord around. I happen to have 2 vacant apartments near Jing University. They are even on the same floor. But you did not expect that. After thanking her, I arranged to view the apartments at 4. Meanwhile, Lingzi beamed at her phone. She felt like she could stand a little taller. Excitedly, she ran upstairs to find Gu Shi. Hey, thank me first. Gu Shi looked utterly confused. All right, thank you. What is it? Gu Shi took the phone. Then her beautiful eyes widened at once. Lingzi, I remember you bought an entire floor in that complex near Jing University. There are 2 units, right? Exactly, and both are vacant. Lingzi put her hands on her hips and puffed out her chest. The more she spoke, the prouder she became. Gu Shi threw her arms around Lingzi. Lingzi, you are my lucky charm. All right, stop hugging me. Have some dignity. It was 1:30. I arranged to meet Su Zhe at 4 to view the apartment. So, you have 2.5 hours to pretend you have lived there all along. That way, it will not seem so suspicious. At 4 o'clock, we arrived at the meeting place. Lingzi spotted me from far away and waved. Then she noticed there was a girl beside me. Sister Lingzi, it has been a while. This is my sister, Su Lingyun. I smiled and greeted Lingzi, introducing the girl beside me. Hearing her name, Lingzi realized she was his sister. At last, she was completely relieved. Hello, little Lingyun. You are as beautiful as your brother. Hello, Sister Lingzi. Su Lingyun politely greeted her as well. So, what do you think of the complex? Isn't the setting beautiful? The grounds are spacious. The streets are clean. And every facility you could need is here. Sister Lingzi was singing her own praises. But everything she said was true. The complex is great. Lingyun and I both love it. I wholeheartedly approved of the place. It truly met my expectations. Haha, I am glad you like it. Come on, I will take you upstairs to see the apartment. Lingzi led us upstairs, humming a tune. She was clearly thrilled. Watching Sister Lingzi, I was a little baffled. Sister Lingzi, did something make you so happy? A few minutes later, I had looked over the entire apartment. Su Lingyun and I were both very satisfied. We immediately decided to live there. Just then, Lingzi mysteriously pointed outside. Su Zhe, would you like to greet your neighbor? We should say hello. I nodded. A moment later, Lingzi knocked on the door across the hall. Miss Gu, are you home? Gu Shi had been waiting nervously in the living room. The moment she heard the knock, she sprang up excitedly. I am home. Oh, Lingzi. What is it? Miss Gu, the apartment next door has been rented out. I brought the new tenants over to say hello. Lingzi said with a smile. Hello. Oh my. Gu Shi was beyond merely unnatural. She was being downright overdramatic. Lingzi was speechless at Gu Shi's terrible acting. Her acting was so amateurish. It was worse than Lingzi's, and she was not even an actress. By comparison, my surprise was completely genuine. Sister Gu Shi, you live here too. Su Lingyun had worn a gentle smile, ready to greet the neighbor. But when she heard her brother's utterly astonished cry of, Sister Gu Shi, the sweet smile on her face gradually turned dangerous. Neighbors, how could this possibly be such a coincidence? Her foolish brother had been set up and did not even realize it. After settling into our new place, Su Lingyun and I walked around campus that afternoon. We planned to rehearse our act for the freshman welcome party. When we reached the piano room, I ran my fingers over the crisp black and white keys and instinctively began playing the piece I once knew best, Tears. In my memories, tears had been the theme running through my childhood. I was used to wiping away Su Lingyun's tears, whatever their cause. Tears are sorrowful. They have always been sorrowful, as if they were born into this world to repay a debt. As the music's emotions intensified, the tangled feelings in my heart grew stronger. I was submerged in a deep sea, surrounded by endless dark blue and silence. When the piece ended, countless people had gathered around to listen. Su Lingyun stood quietly at the door, listening until I finished. By the time the music paused, she had already arrived. It was the piece she remembered. She had heard it countless times. Too many to count. I am back. You are playing that piece again? Su Lingyun came over with a smile. The moment I touched the keys, I started playing without thinking. I replied with a faint smile. Perhaps heaven heard tears and wanted to cry too. The weather had been bright moments ago, but soon, dark clouds pressed low overhead. We watched the sudden, endless drizzle outside, feeling rather helpless. Big brother, what do we do? Let us wait. Maybe it will stop soon. But the rain showed no sign of stopping. If anything, it seemed to be getting heavier. Many students in the piano room had already run out into the rain. Seeing that, I decided we should brave the rain too. While the rain is still light, we can make it. If it got any heavier later, there was no telling what would happen. Lingyun, let us go too. I took off my jacket to put it on her. Su Zhe, keep it on. I do not want it. Her voice was soft but cool. She seemed upset that I cared so little for my own health. Lingyun, you are dressed too lightly. You will get a fever if you get soaked. You are already frail. Su Lingyun wore a light-colored dress that was rather thin. The weather had been lovely today, so she had worn it. She just had not expected this. After arguing for a while, Su Lingyun ultimately could not persuade me otherwise. She had no choice but to put on my jacket. Are you ready? We are about to run. I was not in a hurry at all. There was even a hint of laughter in my eyes. Okay. The two of us dashed outside. The rain carried a trace of chill. Before long, I was soaked. I turned to look at my sister. Thankfully, my jacket was made of waterproof fabric. Raindrops slid right off it. They could not easily soak through, so my sister did not get wet. As long as she was fine, I was relieved. We kept running through the rain. I truly felt alive. The downpour washed every worry and sorrow away. Lingyun, what is a little pain in wind and rain? I shouted to her through the rain with a smile. The rain drowned out part of my voice, but she still heard me clearly. She smiled. Her eyes curved into bright crescents, because she could clearly feel that in that moment, I was genuinely happy. We ran all the way to our apartment building. In the lobby, we brushed the water off ourselves, grinning foolishly at each other. Once home, I quickly checked on my sister. That jacket had been a huge help. Only her hair and shoes were a little wet. As for me, I was soaked through, chilled to the bone, but oddly exhilarated. Lingyun, go take a hot shower. I hurriedly urged Su Lingyun. My sister was as delicate as a porcelain doll. She was unbelievably delicate. If she did not take a hot shower at once, she would definitely come down with a fever. Big brother, you go first. I am fine. Look at the state you are in. Su Lingyun helplessly looked at her foolish brother, who only knew how to worry about her. Since you're already soaked, I suppose it doesn't matter. Do you not know how frail you are? Do you really not realize it? Go on, hurry. Su Lingyun could not argue with me any longer, so she obediently went to bathe. Night fell. Outside, thunder and rain still raged. After skillfully coaxing my sister to sleep, I returned to my room. The next day, Su Lingyun woke up. She did not find me in the living room, and there was no sign that anyone had cooked in the kitchen. She froze in surprise. Her brother was usually up before her. Then she opened my bedroom door and found me still asleep. I was actually sleeping in. That was truly rare. Then she suddenly realized something. She immediately pressed her forehead to mine. Oh no, brother has a terrible fever. She hurriedly tried to wake me, but I could only respond groggily. Her brows furrowed with worry. She immediately found fever medicine and a wet towel, but she knew she had to get her brother to the hospital quickly. But she could not carry him. Just as she was about to call someone, the doorbell rang. It was Sister Gu Shi. Sister Gu Shi, you came at just the right time. Su Zhe has a terrible fever. I will call now. Let us get him to the hospital. Su Lingyun anxiously explained the situation to Gu Shi. Gu Shi looked deeply worried. She hurried into the room and touched my forehead. This is bad. He is burning up. Lingyun, he cannot be moved in this condition. I have a doctor friend. I will have the doctor come examine Su Zhe. Thank you so much, Sister Gu Shi, Su Lingyun said gratefully. Gu Shi hurried out to contact the doctor. Su Lingyun continued changing the wet towels on my forehead. About 10 minutes later, an elderly doctor arrived. He carefully examined me, then put me on an intravenous drip. He told them to give me medicine on schedule and change the wet towels often. Before leaving, the elderly doctor especially reminded Su Lingyun, your brother's throat is inflamed too. He may not be able to speak for a while. When he wakes up, remind him to speak less and rest more. After the doctor left, Su Lingyun and Gu Shi sat beside my bed. The room fell silent. Lingyun, how did Su Zhe end up like this? Gu Shi broke the silence. It suddenly rained yesterday, and neither of us had an umbrella. Su Zhe gave me his jacket, and got soaked to the bone himself. Su Lingyun looked at me, her voice heavy with guilt and worry. Her eyes full of concern as she looked at me.